Okay, here's a tutorial on how I did my wiring for the footwell LED, also my door sills. If you look underneath your driver dash, you will see two wires again. One of them is going to be pink and one of them is going to be blue. The pink one is the positive and the blue one is the negative. When you wire up your door sill LEDs, there's going to be a positive wire for red and negative wire, ground wire for black, right? You need to extend the wire since it's not going to be long enough to reach underneath the dash. So go and purchase some, these are 18 gauge wires, I believe, from your auto store or any hardware store, whatever store that you can find. Some 18 or 16 or 18 gauge wire. I just choose 18 because these are the ones I had laying at home, so this is what I used. You can do it in a couple of ways. You can use what's called a T-tab, which looks like this, okay, along with a male insulated connector that looks like this. Again, this is 18 gauge, I believe, and this is a 18 gauge T-tab. Okay, if you have to make sure if this is 18, this is 18, if this is 16, this is 16, and so forth. Or you can use one of these quick connectings, okay, or you can just use even a pair of scissors and connect the wires together. Okay, I'll show you. If you don't have anything like this and you don't want to go to a hardware store to purchase these, they're only a couple bucks. Take your scissor and let's say this is the pink wire that's underneath the fuse panel, and this is the blue wire for the negative. Take your scissor and make two small indentation on each, so like so. And take my scissor. Okay, don't cut the wire all the way through. What you're doing is you're trying to remove the plastic sleeving, okay, around the wire. So like this, okay, and do the same for the blue wire. Let's say this is the blue one. But again, you gotta be careful not to cut it all the way through. So as you can see, like so, okay. Then what you do is you take the wire that's coming from your door sill LED, the negative and the positive, right? Negative and positive, and you cut the two ends with wire cutters if you have it, but if you don't, again, you can use your regular scissors. Again, be careful not to cut it all the way through. You just want to remove the sleeve like so, okay. Actually, you probably want more, so I'll show you this one. So like so, okay. Now what you're gonna do is take, let's pretend this is the pink one that I just stripped like so. Take your power wire, the positive wire from the door sill LED that you just stripped, make a cross like so, cross them together like so and twist. Okay, so I'm just going to twist it. Okay, now I twist them together. Now they have a connection. Again, if you don't have a solder gun, or if you don't want to solder, just take some electric tape. Okay, just take some electric tape. Okay, and you can wrap the connector. Okay, so there you go. This wire will be connected to the fuse panel. You just strip the wire, you connected the power wire to it, so you're piggybacking off the original wire to the dome light. Okay, you did the exact same thing for the blue wire that you stripped. Okay, you take your blue wire and you take the negative wire from the Door Sill LED and you cross it and you twist them like you did before. Okay, and then you put your tape around it, and again, one will be the pink, one will be the blue. Okay, and you just piggyback them off of it like this. Okay, and they should work. Another way of doing it, if you have it, is using one of these. This is a quick connect. What basically this does is, let's say this is your blue wire, you would put one end, open this up a little bit, and you would push this in to the slot like so. So if you notice, there are two slots in this one. Okay, so you'll push the one, this will be the blue wire that's coming to the fuse panel, you push it in there into the first slot, I guess, yeah, to the first slot, and you would take the wire that's coming from the Door Sill LED and you would stick it into the second slot, push it in. Okay, this side is not going to come all the way through, the side that you just added. Okay, and then after you have the two connected, you move this and you snap it in together and get some pliers and close this together. Okay, close them together. Make sure it is a solid connection. Okay, close them together. Okay. Like so, and that's it. So this wire will be the blue one, right? And the blue wire, and this one will be the negative wire coming from the door sills. So this is another way of doing it. Okay, I'll show you the last one. This is the way that I've did it. Okay, here's a way to use the T-tab and the male connector, insulated connector. You take the T-tab and you have, okay, your pink, let's say you have your pink and blue wire coming from the fuse panel. These are for the dome light. What you take is, you see how this has a little notch right there, so you would put the notch in between, so you put the wire in between the notch right there, and you would close it up. Okay, after you close it up, okay, close it up, take your pliers and you have to close this up like so. Close it up. Okay. Take it and press. Take it and press. Okay, so it's locked in. So again, this will be on the dome light, on the fuse panel. This will be pink, let's say. So you put that clamp in, you squeeze it, okay? So you have a connection there. You do the same thing for your blue wire. You would get another one of these T-connects, and again, there are those little grooves. Line that up with that. Okay. Close it. Okay. And take your pliers again and close this up. Okay. So now you've done your pink, blue, like so. Okay. Now you take your positive and negative wire that you extended from the Door Sill LED. You strip off the tips. Again, if you don't have wire cutters, you can just use scissors. Make sure what you don't want to do is you don't want to cut all the way through like so, right? Just cut it. So you're just stripping the cover off like so. Same thing with this way. If you have wire stripper, it'll be a lot easier. Now after you've done that, you twist the end of the strand. Okay? Take this and twist the end of the strands. You take your connector, and in the back there's a hole. So you would take your 18 gauge wire for 18 gauge insulated connector, and you would push it in. Okay, once that's pushed in, you would have to crimp. Once that's pushed in, you would have to crimp the middle portion right here. Okay, so to crimp this part, so you push it down. Okay, make sure it has a tight connection. So try yanking at it. So it should look like this. Yanking at it, and it shouldn't fall out. Okay. Now, if you're done that, do the exact same thing for the negative wire that you just stripped. Once you do that, you can go to your pink wire, take the positive lead from the Door Sill LED, and make a connection like so. Okay. Now this isn't going anywhere, and do the same thing for the the negative, and that's how I made the connections. Okay.